Podketeers.
Clappity clap, clappity clapperson.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Which Batman's your favorite again?
I like the Nolan Batman, I think, is the Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah.
That's probably...
Mel, what's your favorite Batman? Is it the Bale
Keaton.
Batman or the Burton?
It's got to be the
Batman?
Keaton
So the
Batman. I was
Burton
going to say.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think attitude-wise, I think I like the Keaton Batman best, but like action-wise and portrayal-wise, I like the Nolan Batman best.
I should have just said Val Kilmer just to be like a, you know.
George Clooney.
Oh, jeez. Best dude.
I really like Ben Affleck as Batman.
You know, I haven't seen the
Me neither.
latest Batman.
Neither have I. We
But-
did watch the
the
other
newest one is
though.
Robert Pattinson. Right?
Robert Pattinson, and it was
His
like
was pretty good.
angsty
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
Oh, get my dinner. Oh, it's like Napoleon Dynamite Batman. No, it's not.
Does he sparkle like in the
He
when
does
he's
not.
Twilight the Vampire?
That would be hilarious.
I don't. Twilight the Vampire.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be funny if he sparkled. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I've been you know how I told you I've been able to play around with some 3D printing this summer, and I want to make so much, but they're so limited because they print so slow. So I've been able to play around with some stuff. The FGP Squad they got a sneak peek at something that I'm working on to send out to them and, to listeners. And I keep wondering, like, I wonder if I have enough time to print out an Iron Man helmet. Because I have, like, I don't know, like Gavin had printed out some pieces for me. And so I started piecing together this thing because,
So pretty.
Gavin had made this for me. And so when he made this, I thought, oh man, I want to make one of these for myself, right? But now I'm wondering, like, how much time is it going to take? How much of that, like, filament is it going to take? And if there's anything that I've learned is that, man, these things take long, especially if you want them to be, like, decent looking at the end, and you want to not have to put a lot of elbow grease into cleaning them up and everything. Excuse me. And I, like, in my head, I'm like, let's see, how much time do I have? Like, can I build an Iron Man helmet, first of all? Like, that's my number one. Second, I would like a Deadpool helmet. Third, I would like a Spider-Man helmet. Like, just
all of them.
Aren't those last two like fabric?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I want the Iron Spider version of Spider-Man.
Okay.
That one's very metallic-y looking, and he had anyway. That, and I want to build a Wolverine cowl. And then I thought, what if I made like a Batman cowl as well, right?
Yeah.
And I that's kind of what made me, like, when we were talking about the Batman, that's why I asked you the question, because I thought, man, can I make like cows for all of us? And really,
everybody has Batman.
well, here's
Melissa
the
will
thing,
have
like,
Keaton,
I found,
and so she has to move around like this.
Oh, I already got it down. I'm good.
But here's the thing, right? Like, I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been like watching a lot of videos about like what people do with these things. And again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to build all of them on the time frame that anyway, the whole point is, like, I'm going to have to choose one. But I had this idea of like making stuff for all of us. Like, I was looking for all sorts of files. I found like Loki's horns and Captain America's like cowl, his horns too. Thor's helmet. I found Scarlet Witch's tiara. I found there's all sorts of stuff, right?
Uncle Ben's urn.
Imagine that would be yeah, interesting.
I'm from Melissa. I'm sorry.
You could print that side by side with the Spider-Man one. Yeah, you could print it side by side with the Spider-Man one. That way they'll be together. So yeah, anyway, I've been having fun with it. Andrew's losing it.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So I've been having fun with this stuff. And now I'm like, this.
Breathe.
I can understand why people love this hobby, but I can also understand how you have to be really careful because it could get expensive really fast. I watched a video. I'm sorry. Before you jump in, I just want to say because the Iron Man helmet was like top of mind because I want to build, like, I want to see if I can actually make that. And I've been trying to figure out like timeline. Can it happen? I watched the video to get the gist of how to cut it up because the printer that I'm using isn't very big. That's why it's kind of slow. You have to make it in pieces, right?
Right.
And the video that I watched, the guy talked about building an entire Iron Man suit, and he said it cost him $1,200 to buy all the filament, to buy all the stuff that he used.
Ooh.
But he also made it all electronic, so he added servos and all sorts of things so that when he says things, like, it opens up and it closes and it lights up and all sorts of stuff. Mine isn't going to be that advanced. Like, if I could just get one that was about the size of this thing, you know, and I could maybe put it over my head. This doesn't fit over my head, by the way. My head is too Charlie Brownish for it to fit. But if I can make one that fits over my head, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
I had a question, and you just answered my question. I was going to ask, can you just start with, like, little ones just so you could say that you did it or you have it or you got it out of your system? But when you said that you wanted to make it bigger, I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. But I thought I asked.
I mean, well, the thing is, I mean, I think you know me well enough that if I built it small, I'm going to want to build a bigger one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like why I'm concerned, because like I'm trying to figure out how long it would take to actually even make the pieces, even if I have to assemble it like later, right? Like how long would it take to build these pieces and how much of the filament it would take. And I'm like crunching the numbers and it's not looking good right now. So we'll see.
Can you take the timeline and expand it to, like, I don't know, December? And kind of like give yourself a couple of months. So
you
it's
take
like
the timeline and split
Merry
it
Christmas to you
into different branches.
But then the TVA would get involved, and then they'd get all angry at me, and then they'd want to poke me with that electronic cattle prod thing. Like, I don't want to be electronically cattle prodded.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
I don't remember what they
call
unless
that
you
like that thing.
Dusted? What did they
pruning.
Call it? Pruning.
They call it pruning, yeah.
Pruning.
I do not want to get pruned. I'm not into that, but thanks. So, anyway. Hey, I got something. I'm going to shift to cards for a little bit because I got something totally... Whoa. My tube was falling. I got something totally cool. At least for me, it's totally cool. But do you remember I talked about the Disney 100 deck that I showed off like I don't know, a few months back? I got an uncut sheet of that deck.
Nice.
Oh, it's upside down. Hold on.
Even nicer.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
It is.
And then look at the back. It's the Disney 100. So
it's just art.
Right? So I do want to get this framed. I see here's Mickey down here.
There he is.
Bicycle logo. Disney 100 deck. I do want to get this framed. I thought this was a really cool collection piece that I've wanted an uncut sheet for a really long time. And the company that I buy a lot of my cards from, shout out SoCal Playing Cards, the owner had a little contest going or something like that, and I won an uncut sheet.
Nice.
And so that was my very first uncut sheet. It was like a Halloween themed deck, and I loved it. And then when this one came around, I thought, oh, I can't believe they're selling this one. And I purchased this one for myself. So definitely going to get it framed. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but
above the bed.
Oh, interesting. That way I'd be like, ooh.
You can go to sleep looking at it every night.
Dream of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make Tamatoa proud.
And you can like count the cards as you go to sleep. You know,
Yeah.
But then you can only count up to 10, and then it's like 8, 9, 10, j, qu, k, and then you got to start 2, 3. Like, it's not cool. It breaks the flow
No, you
of
don't
counting
have to,
sheep.
you just go 10, 11, 12, 13, then you just keep going. You just
But it doesn't say 11, 12, 13.
Well, just because it doesn't mean you can't.
But it doesn't say it.
Fine. I got cards of my own that I got. So I got a big old box in the mail.
Magic
of
mail.
cards?
Not all cards. You can't hear me. I'm not next to them.
Oh, I was like, did you start collecting cards and not tell me?
Yes.
That's the D23
this is
box.
full of cards. Yes. No, this is the D23 Magic and Mysteries. This is the member gift. Now, I have opened this already, so I know what's inside. But it opens up, and here's a big purple box, and you open it up, and it's like,
Ooh, presentation.
It's a very pretty box.
Who did you want? Merlin or Mama Odie?
Genie.
Or who did you want? Genie. And that's what you got, right?
I wanted Genie, and I wanted the Genie lamp, and I wanted the Cusco poison. For
Cusco poison.
So
I can't do
anyway. So in this little baggie, that's the pins. And I got for the pins. Well, I'm bad at this.
The Genie of the Lamp.
This is why I don't do unboxing videos. I've got King Triton's Trident. It's very skinny. There you go.
That's not the poison.
That's not. Nope.
Okay.
And then I got whatever the lady candle from Encanto.
No, that's the eye popper from Clue.
Anyway, it's got
Colonel
butterfly
Mustard
on it.
in the kitchen with the eye popper.
I would rather have that. So that's what came in there, not the Genie's lamp or the Cusco poison.
Aw, buddy.
Hold on. I'm bad at this. This is why I don't do unboxing videos. Well, one of the many, many reasons I don't do unboxing videos.
I think you should do all of our unboxing
all of them like this, all fumbling
forward.
all over the place. Here it is. So here's the deck of cards. That's shiny.
Pretty.
It's got like a foily dealio, and it's shiny on the back. It's got what is these? Oh, it's all the suit like shapes, and then Mickey's on the back.
Nice.
And you open it up, and they feel really cheap. I feel like
compared to like a regular bicycle deck.
Yeah, it feels like I'm gonna rip the box every time I open it. But you open it up, and here's the back. It's shiny.
That's actually nice.
That's actually pretty.
And on the corners, it has the 4 different villain or the magical people you can get. So there's Maleficent up there in this corner. You can't see it. So and Mama Odie, Merlin, and Genie. You can, I don't know if you can kind of barely see that in the corners.
Yeah.
There's Genie and Merlin.
Yeah. Have you ever felt or have you ever played with a deck of cards from the park? Like the Haunted Mansion or anything? Like,
yeah, they're probably, I think, somewhat similar to that quality.
Okay. I think that's what I speculated they were going to feel like when we first talked about.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe they'll surprise you, and they did not.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of... I totally understand the whole cutting corners thing, and Disney's trying to make money off of these things, but they've been on a roll upsetting people about a lot of things recently. And I remember when... Not for this particular gift, but the one right before this one where they did the Mickey statue.
The hollow Mickey statue?
Yeah. The fact that it was hollow and it wasn't like a nice... That it came in like 2 pieces and stuff like that.
No, it wasn't it was in 1 piece, but it was just like the cheapiest cheap plastic. Like it's like... We'll get to the figures in here, but these figurines are resin, I think.
Oh, are they?
Or something like that, or at least plastic, like solid all the way through. That one was like 2 halves of a like a vacuum mold or something, plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny too because the one that you end up getting for D23, I remember seeing people posting a version of Mickey that looked very similar that I honestly thought was the one from D23.
Oh, that was the one at Five Below?
The one at Five Below, yeah.
They had a Mickey or a Donald one, and I think a Goofy one too, which were kind of neat.
I think his knickers were red.
Yeah, and they
in the
were
Five Below
and they were
one.
like, they were like this big versus like the one from D23 was a couple times bigger.
I just saw them as posts, and I thought they were the same size, and I
Right.
thought, oh my god, did they repurpose a bunch of Five Below Mickeys? Is that what this is? Then it was clarified that it wasn't, that
Gotcha.
there were two different ones. But yeah, I mean, sadly, the quality for a lot of the things that they've been putting out hasn't been fantastic. Again, I totally understand the whole trying to make money and everything, but bro, come on, man. Like, you're paying really good money for some of these things.
So I got two Jokers right here. You guys want to guess and think who might be on the Jokers? Two different ones.
Genie?
No, I don't think
Goofy.
any of those four magic
Goofy
ones
sounds
are on
correct.
any of these cards. Okay, you're thinking Goofy. Who else?
Donald?
I'll tell you.
Tinkerbell.
No, you already know
No.
Tinkerbell is over here, Heyzen.
Actually,
Oh,
no.
right.
And they're Jokers, dude. Joker.
Jokers.
Who's a Joker?
Who's a Joker?
I mean, this is going to be a really
You can pick
distant
from
answer,
any-
but-
Dale?
Any Disney, any Disney property
Oh.
Flippin'?
over the past 100.
Cusco.
No, okay. So we have the Cheshire Cat,
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
and
Shame
then
on me.
the one that I think is kind of bananas is the Kakamora from Moana.
Oh,
A
wait a second.
Joker?
So it's not even Goofy.
No, it's Kakamora and
How they
the
wanted
Cheshire
to
Cat.
kill Moana? Okay, sure.
They're
yeah.
you know what?
That's funny.
That's
So then
funny.
we can go through these really quick. We got the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades is Tinkerbell. There she is.
It's a great Lemmy
Tinkerbell.
impression.
Then we have the Jack of Spades is Jiminy Cricket. And it's like fancy Jiminy
That would be
Cricket.
the Jiminy of Spades.
And then you got like hobo Jiminy Cricket with his like torn up
Before and
hat.
after.
Then we got Ursula and,
and
Vanessa.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
We have Mr. Pumpkin King, Jacques Skellington,
Nice.
whatever that pumpkin guy in the beginning, whatever
Pumpkin
Scarecrow.
Edward.
Yeah. And then, sure. And then we got the Ace of Hearts. We have the
Ace of Hearts!
The
Oh, sorry.
Ace of Hearts, the fairy godmother.
Oh,
there
I
she
want to
is.
see the queen. Who's the queen of hearts?
Well, I want we take a wild step.
Please
It's
tell
Minnie.
me. Please tell me.
The
If they
Jack.
did-
We have
if they didn't use the
Lumiere.
Queen of Hearts for the Queen of Hearts, that was a missed opportunity.
Lumiere
Uh-huh.
Cogsworth. There we go. Queen of Hearts. Y'all guessed it. There
Thank
she
you.
is.
Okay,
Angry
cool.
one.
One good thing
There you
Disney's
go.
done.
And then the King of Hearts, we have Mufasa.
Nice.
Ooh.
And
Say it again.
Yeah, Mufasa. And we got Cloud Mufasa there. We got our Ace of Clubs here. We have the Blue Fairy from
Aw.
Pinocchio.
Ah, that's cool.
All these, what do you call them? The court cards and the aces have a little bit of that gold leafing or whatever on it,
Nice.
which is nice. Then we have out of left field, the Jack. We have Gurgi. There's Gurgi from
Wow.
the Black Cauldron. I believe that's who this is.
Hey, I mean, if the
Gurgi?
Black Cauldron's getting some love, I can't
Hey.
complain.
I
There,
mean, teach the
I'm like-
kids.
I'm like, I didn't look this up, but I'm 99% sure this is Gurgi from.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
anyway.
right.
And then we got the Queen of Clubs. We have the Evil Queen. There she is. Old
Oh, that's a
hag
cool card.
on the other side. There it is. Doo-doo-doo.
That's a cool card.
The King of Clubs. We have Hades. Oh yeah. There. Oh, kind of the dark.
nice.
There we go. And he's all red and angry over there. That's kind of fun. Then the Ace of Diamonds. We have Star from whatever that movie was called.
Aw.
Oh, from Wish.
Wish.
I haven't seen
There
it
you
yet.
go.
From Super Mario.
Yes,
Oh.
from
The movie. All depressed, telling everybody that it's their final days.
And then our Jack, we
Same.
have Mushu,
Okay.
I like that one.
and then like Shadow Mushu.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then we have the Queen of Diamonds. We have Anna and Elsa, but they have gold hair for some reason, so it looks kind of weird.
Oh,
Are they
that is
both
weird.
Elsa and Elsa? Oh, I lied. It's Elsa and Elsa. It's just two Elsas. It's like
Oh,
Elsa in Frozen 1 and then Elsa in Frozen 2.
she looks like a brunette.
Because the hair is gold. It looks
I know.
weird.
They gold foiled it.
Gold, yeah, the hair. Oops, I got these out of order.
That's
And then our final one here, we have the King of Diamonds, Jafar. There he is, Jafar. And we got
that makes
Snaky,
sense. Talk about the
Snaky.
diamond in the rough.
Mhm.
The king of diamonds. I get it.
I also just noticed that behind each of these, the ace cards, they have the suit made in like pixie dust kind of stuff. So there's the Tinkerbell. You can kind of see the
Oh yeah.
spade. And then I noticed it on, let's see. Dooley, 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 doo. And then there's the heart. She's inside the heart.
I like that. Yeah.
Dooley, dooley,
That's
dooley,
cool.
dooley, doo. She's inside the club. There she is.
She's
In the club.
Yeah.
Party in a club, bottle full of bub. And then he's in a diamond. There we go.
That's
Come
better
give
than
me
the
a
cage
hug.
from the Mario movie, I guess.
Oh no, I got him out of order. What am I gonna do? Okay, here we go. I
Uh-oh.
figured it out.
Just put him back in the box.
Yeah, I'm never gonna look at him ever again.
All right. So
Hold on, I gotta show you. Wait, hold on. You gotta say something about the cards.
yeah, I was just gonna
Okay.
say I have to admit that if they feel cheap, they feel cheap, right? But I still like collecting the decks from the parks.
Right.
For display pieces, and like they won't handle constant shuffling or anything like
Right.
that, so they're more of a display piece. So I actually wouldn't mind signing up for D23
Mhm.
just to get this, but if somebody out there doesn't want it and just wants to send it to me, let me know. I'll give you some money for it.
And
But-
then we got our figurines. These are like boxes that look like books. So there you go.
That's
This
cool.
is the
that whole
this-
box fit in the treasure chest thing.
Yeah, it's like the box is big. Like,
Oh, it actually has a like a cutout for it.
yeah,
I
it
see.
like slides it. I dropped the cards.
don't.
We should just set this whole clip as an unboxing video and see how many people hate it.
I'll full screen you and make it an unboxing of this.
Get it out of the box. All right, so here's the Mickey. The lovely sounds of opening a box.
Oh, that's much larger than I thought it was gonna be.
I mean, he's
Oh.
like
That's like
6
Christmas ornament from Hallmark size.
He's a little bit bigger than a Christmas ornament from Hallmark, actually.
That is
That actually
neat.
So
looks
there's
nice.
here. I can open. There's one of the poppy ones. You can put it back together. Yeah, he's kind
So
of
an unboxing video and ASMR. Wow, Andrew,
he's
you're
kinda
covering all the
rubber-
bases.
he's kind of rubbery.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of rubbery. There he is. There's Mickey. What can I compare him to? Here's a tape measure. Mickey and a tape measure.
But rubbery? That doesn't.
Yeah,
that
it's like-
screams toy.
It's like so you can like move his hand, but it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like plastic. It's like
World of Disney figurine.
Yes.
the
The
only
toys
thing
that you see at the end by the cashiers.
I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
better quality than that for sure. Like, I mean, and it looks really good. The colors are
It
nice and
does.
stuff. The only
Yeah.
thing I don't like looking at this now is there's like a weird seam going across his face,
Oh.
Oh no!
and then his nose is obviously glued in. Which
First
is funny.
rule of 3D printing: figure out where your seams
Let's
go.
You can't see it in there. It goes right under the nose, like from cheek to cheek, under the nose. You can't really see it there, but
Oh.
Cheek to cheek.
so
We're
that's
just immature.
Mickey.
It's okay. This is fun.
We can talk about Uncle Ben's urn again if you want.
Oh, man.
So Mickey goes back in the box.
There was 2 of these, right?
Right, so we're taking the other one out, and this is where Andrew's disappointed, which is fine. I mean, it looks cool and all. But literally the one that I wanted the least, we have the Mistress of All Evil, Maleficent. There's
That looks kind of
She
cool.
has a
though.
staff. Hold on, I'll take her out.
Had a staff.
She has had a staff, now it's on the ground. So I'm going to take her out of the box. There she is.
That's so cool.
She's
She's cursing.
Actually looks good, man.
Look at that. She got a big old ring on her finger. Look at that.
Yeah.
Then you can
She
put
does.
the. You can put the. Yeah. If you like it, then you should have put. Oh. I hope this is where this
You
goes.
can't even put the staff on her.
It's kind of like doesn't go in the handle. Wait. Whatever. She's gonna hold it way up there. She's gonna bonk somebody on the head.
That's a very bibbity bobbity boo pose.
Yeah. She's so dainty.
Oh, and I don't think it's supposed to go in her
funny.
hand. I think it just clips in right here.
No. They
That
can't
should
give
even-
you a staff and not expect it to fit in her hands.
Well, you can clip it into her cape, and it looks like it's holding it, but it's not.
That's dumb.
It's just
Oh.
like I think there's a hole in her hand for it to go. I just don't want to try and make it fit right now
Yeah.
That's so
Dang.
because it's not because I want to put it back in a box, and it's not gonna come out if I put it. Try and put this all the way in there.
One
So
step
anyway.
forward, 2 steps back with these.
She's also a little bit rubbery, less. I mean, she's more solid than the Mickey, but you know, I think it leans like it's more appropriate because there's like a lot of like little pointy things, and they're like her horns and stuff. They're able to bend as opposed to break, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's kind of nice. I don't really want her. So if anybody out there gets Genie and really wanted Maleficent, send me a message and say, hey, let's do a swap, because that would be kind of cool.
We'll
Yeah.
create a graphic that looks like the back of a milk carton with the genie
Yes.
on it. Just be like,
Saying,
have you seen this genie?
This genie. I mean, really, it's
We'll put
like
that in our Instagram stories.
every other one of these characters is a silly character. It's Genie, Mama Odie, and Merlin. They're all ridiculous and silly. That's what I like. And then Maleficent. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I get it. Maleficent's great and all.
Little known
but-
fact: Maleficent has a killer set at a comedy club. So
Yeah,
she's funnier than
silly
everybody.
goose. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like not many people know that. So
Back in
you
the
lucked
box
out. You
she
got the
goes.
funniest one of
I
the
got
bunch.
the funniest one. She has a wicked like 5 minutes on.
Tell the truth. That's where you
airport
got the
food.
Uncle Ben Earn joke from. Right?
Yeah,
From
Maleficent told me the Uncle
set.
Ben joke.
Blame it on her.
All right. Well, okay. So before we wrap this part up,
That
would
took
you
longer than
say the
expected.
box was worth it?
I mean, I was gonna pay for D23 anyway, so yeah. I mean, it came with it. I like it more. I think this is probably my favorite of the 3 or 4 that I got so far, because I've not been a D23 member super long, or a gold member. So I have the plastic Mickey, and I have the weird pin set.
The pin set that they did with the airplane
And the
or
airplane
pilots
thing,
or something.
yeah,
like that, right?
and there was like
Yeah.
a luggage tag and something.
Yeah.
And I can't remember
Did
if
you
I
get
had one
the-
before that.
You didn't get the pins with the anniversaries?
I might have not been a gold member at the time. I don't remember. I can't remember. Stuff's in storage. Who knows what I had? But so of the recent history, I think this is probably the best of the things that best quality, best like things that I would want to put out kind of stuff. And the box is nice and everything. So I think this is probably their best effort in the last few years for sure.
Interesting.
Even though I do like that Mickey, if it was just not like the cheapest thing that was ever made on the planet.
I mean, the box
Can you
is pretty
fix the
cool.
Mickey?
Can I fix the Mickey if I like fill it up with a bunch of stuff?
Yeah. Can you like fill it with sand or something to make it heavier? Or...
Probably. Yeah.
Does it have a way to fill it up?
I don't think so. I don't know. We could probably break it in half.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's a piggy bank or something. Like maybe there's a big hole.
You
in
have
Mickey's
one
head.
too, don't you?
It's somewhere.
Yeah. So you drill a hole in Mickey's head and fill it with sand.
You know what? Maybe I
I mean,
will.
you could do the foot and not have to put marks.
The
guess.
base is full of something. Like the round base is like full of sand or a lead weight or something to make it heavy. But then the rest of the body is just nothing. You should, hey, Heyzen, make one of these and 3D print it. That's better.
Oh, maybe that's what they did. Maybe they just tried to 3D print them all. Maybe that's why they feel like that.
No,
You don't
because
know.
it wouldn't be so chintzy, I think, because they'd have to have more support. I think it's a vacuum
Right.
form.
I don't know, man. I've seen some 3D printed stuff that's well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. The point is, maybe I should 3D print my own.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see. I'm looking at the list of stuff that we potentially were going to talk about. Oh, Dole Whip Day. Did you know that that's coming?
There's a Dole Whip Day.
There's a Dole
No
Whip Day.
idea.
Yeah.
Happy Dole.
Instagram. No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh.
It's coming up. It's coming up. Apparently, back in 2023, 2-3 years ago, the Dole.
That was last year.
That was last year?
2023? That's what you said, right?
I don't know what timeline I'm in right now. See, this is what happens when you're running from the TVA. Okay, so last year, I guess, the national calendar, so there's apparently an organization for those day calendars
chip
that tells you
day
bread day, pick your nose day, all sorts of stuff, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that organization and Dole, the makers of pineapple, they got together and they're like, well, the third Thursday every July is now officially Dole Whip Day. And
it's
so
the third Thursday.
It's
not a specific date.
No, it's the third Thursday. They want it to be like Thanksgiving, apparently. So this year it's going to be July 18th. Yeah, it's weird. July 18th this year, 2024.
Be prepared. Get your Dole Whip recipes out. Go to your local Dole Whippery, and
or dress up like one.
Dress up like a Dole Whip.
Dole Whippery.
Well, you're looking in the wrong places there.
Huh?
It's like a haberdashery.
I'm gonna have to go searching.
It's like a haberdashery.
But all they have is Dole Whip.
Yeah, instead of hats.
Interesting. Okay.
Right?
Hey,
Isn't that what a haberdashery is?
I have no idea.
I guess.
What is? I have no idea.
Probably a hat store, or maybe like a place where you get like all your things to.
It is
make
a
your
men's
face pretty.
clothing and accessory store.
Accessories.
See, that's why I wouldn't know. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, propane and propane accessory store.
Exactly, Hank Hill.
Yep. Yeah, so it's funny because my wife sent me a video a couple of days ago of did I tell you that I tried Dutch Bros coffee for the first time?
Oh, tell us.
Oh, you've never been to Dutch Bros?
So I'd never been to Dutch Bros before.
Are
because they were always they were in Nevada. They weren't.
Oh, they're not local to SoCal.
No.
They're all over the place up here.
Are they?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so the closest one to us was in Vegas or Barstow or something like that. Like we had to drive like hours out to get it. And in our area, 2 have opened up in the last month.
Okay.
And so it's been nuts trying to get like into this line because the line literally was taking an hour because it was wrapping around the block and they had like cops helping direct traffic and stuff, and because people were yelling at each other. There was like 3 lines that split into one, and it was crazy. So I've gone a couple of times, and so I tried it because a lot of people were like, oh my God, this is so good. It's the best coffee ever. It's like fantastic. And it was okay. It was coffee. It was, is it better than Starbucks? Yes. There are other places that I prefer coffee from, like Coffee Bean is probably what I prefer. Pete's Coffee I probably prefer over it as well. It's like, to me, it wasn't this like best thing since coffee sliced bread thing that everybody makes it out to be. Did
you get just a plain coffee, or did you get like a Froofy Flooferson drink?
I've gone with different drinks each time.
Okay.
And I purposely got a flavored one as well to see, what the thing was. I will say that compared to the sweetness of what like a Frappuccino would be at Starbucks, the Dutch Bros one was better. It wasn't as overly sweet compared to the Frappuccino. Like Frappuccino literally feels like syrup with a hint of coffee. This actually felt like coffee with, a hint of whatever flavor.
See,
it was. So
what? You go ahead. hold on.
No, I was just gonna say. So, is it better? Yes. Is it this like God sent savior of coffee? No.
What I like about Dutch Bros is that you can get everything. Like, they have so many non-coffee options.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Starbucks is like, I'm a coffee place, which, like, I get. Like, it's a coffee place. I don't drink coffee. That's just because I hate the taste of coffee. I've tried. They're like, well, you just gotta, like, get used to it. And I was like,
It's not for everybody.
why do I gotta get used to something? Why don't I just not drink it if I don't like it? That's what I have to say. Anyway, but they have like, so they're called Frost, I believe, and so like all of the different flavors that you can get, like there's like Frost and then Freeze, which is like their Frappuccino with coffee. They're just like a milkshake, but with coffee or not coffee. So if you want coffee, you get the Freeze, I think, and then if you don't want coffee, you get the Frost. And there's one that I think it's called like the Dutch. Not Dutch. I have to open the app or something and see. They have so many different flavors that they mix and match and
I just opened it right now because I'm still not familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would be more open to trying more of the flavors if the line wasn't insane right now.
What's bananas is like the lines are insane at the ones, and I have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I could like drive to 6 near me within like 20 minutes. And they're all like line all the time. Like sometimes like in the middle of like, if like a middle of a work day, it's not as bad or whatever. But they're really popular. I think because like just the ratio of like Starbucks to Dutch Bros is so like Starbucks heavy.
Yeah. I want to go back because they do have other stuff that I want to try. Like I love chai lattes as well. And they have like an horchata chai latte and a strawberry horchata chai latte that I want to try. So overall, the other one, they call this like blended rebel, which has like a whole bunch of caffeine and like it's like an energy drink sort of situation.
Yeah.
But they're like sherbet flavored, and they have like, I'm looking at the menu right now. I was trying to remember. They have this like double rainbow electric berry blended rebel, the hyperchrome. So eventually, I would like to try the majority of these flavors. I know I'm going to get hate for what I said. Again, it's not like, oh my God, like the savior of coffee, but if I had a choice between this and Starbucks, I would get this over Starbucks. 100%.
It looks like in the app they changed their wording. They changed it from Frost to Shakes because that's what it is.
Interesting. Did you know, I saw a video that apparently, depending, like there's a straw code at Dutch Bros where depending on the straw color is what they don't call them baristas, they call them broistas.
They call them Chatty McChattersons. That's what I call them. Jeepers creepers. Those guys like to talk.
Baristas?
So broistas, yeah. So apparently they have. Let me see if I can quickly find this. Hold on. Dutch Bros. Straw.
Since you're doing that, I have a question for Andrew because I've never had Dutch Bros. And I should have asked Jill. So Jill, if you're listening, I'm sorry I didn't ask you. I love you. All right. So, could I possibly get a mocha but have it like a shake is what you're saying, or like a slushy kind of
mocha
thing?
blended freeze right here. Creamy espresso and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Boom, right there. I was looking at the menu. So yeah. It looks like I haven't been in a little bit. It looks like they've updated their menu. And yeah, their big thing that they used to do was was it the first of the month? Is either the first of the, I think it was the first of the month. They used to give out stickers.
Wake up, it's the first of the month.
So if you're in line and bought something at Dutch Bros on the first of the month, you'd get a sticker, like a physical sticker. But then during COVID, that stopped. They're like, we don't need to be handing as many people stuff out. And then they have digital stickers in their the app. I don't know if they've brought the physical stickers back or not. I don't go very often. Because it's like a lot of sugar. It's just like drinking a milkshake.
Oh, so they do lean. Okay, so the stuff that I've had so far there is I tried something called the Iced Annihilator.
Mm-hmm.
I also tried something called the Iced Kokomo because it had coconut flavor in it, and then I've just tried the Nitro Cold Brew. I didn't think they were as sweet as other drinks that I've had from other coffee places, which is why I think for me, like, I liked them. I don't like sweet coffee drinks. Like, if I have it, it's more than likely because I've already had coffee and I need to regulate how much coffee I have the rest of the day. That's usually when I start adding creamer and stuff like that to my coffee. Their Nitro Cold Brew is actually good. I will admit that. Again, I want to try some of the other stuff. Like, the next thing on my list is probably going to be the horchata chai latte next time I go. But I need to find a time when the line isn't an hour long.
Right.
Because that, like, I don't like lines anymore. I cannot stand them.
Yeah.
And in that line, I'm in my car listening to music or like scrolling through TikTok, and I still can't do the line, man. So here, I found the straw thing. So apparently, this is just rumor, okay? This is speculation. This isn't confirmed or anything, but apparently, Dutch Bros employees use a secret straw code to communicate how they feel about customers. The theory, which has gone viral on social media and blogs, suggests that the different straw colors have specific meanings. A pink straw means they think you're pretty. Green means you're unsightly. Orange means you're strange. Yellow means you're just average. And blue means rude. Other colors, employees may choose other colors based on the opinion of the customer. I can tell you that all three of my drinks, I've had an orange straw. And
that was just normal. That was what was orange.
That's strange.
That's weird.
Orange is strange.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. I already know. I can potentially speculate as to why I got the orange straw, because I was very nice to them. I was very kind to them, ordered my drink. I even told them the first time, this is my first time here. What do you recommend? And that's how I ended up with the Annihilator. They asked me a few questions, and then I ended up with that one. But I am one of very few people still masking while I go out and do stuff in the world. And so when I went up to the thing to order my coffee, I was wearing a mask. I was wearing an N95 mask. And I get looks everywhere that I go. And so I'm pretty sure that my orange, if this code is true, I'm pretty certain that all of my orange straws were due to that.
I don't know how I feel about the pink one. I'm like, some of us don't care what you think about it. So it's like, why would you do? No, that's
if
just.
they give me an orange straw, I'm just gonna yell out my window, "Damn it, give me a pink straw next time." I'm pretty too.
Or what would happen if you and somebody, like, let's say we were all there and they gave us those kind of straws and we just switch in front of their faces.
Oh my God. It's like,
I think
this
you're
is
pretty,
how I
and then
feel.
like,
Boop. I'm just gonna pull out a straw from my glove compartment. I think I'm pretty. Boop.
I just pull out a straw that's not one of the colors that they have.
Right.
I got a white one.
Right. Oh, how about this McDonald's stripe straw?
What you gotta do about it? I got a Slurpee straw with the little spoon on the end.
That's so funny.
I found the flavors that I like with their shakes, I guess they call them now. Dutch Canyon is the one. It has, so they list the flavors, which it sounds like a lot of flavors. So it's bananas, which they do have a banana one. Dutch Canyon, white chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate macadamia nut with caramel drizzle, and then the German chocolate, which is caramel, coconut, and dark chocolate, are the two that I regularly get in the past.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So those are the different flavors of. They have like the syrups that they put in.
Yeah.
So
I might have to get something like that, something without caffeine, just to give that a shot to see what it's like one of these days.
For a split second, I honestly thought you meant all chocolates in one drink, and I was like, what?
White chocolate, dark chocolate,
that'd be
chocolate,
crazy.
Chocolate. That's basically what it is.
Chocolate.
Oh, for real?
Chocolate.
Yes. And that's all the different flavors. It's white chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate macadamia nut, with caramel drizzle. That's all in that one drink.
Oh, I thought the same thing, Mel. I thought he was just listing the different options you can get in the drink. Oh,
that is the Dutch Canyon. Those are the flavors that are in it that make that flavor. So like they mix it, they like combine the flavors. So like here's one that is Snickerdoodle. Cinnamon, chocolate, macadamia nut, white chocolate with cinnamon sprinkles.
But that's not 17 different types of chocolate.
Well, but that's the Snickerdoodle one. That's why.
Oh
so then there's Eclipse, which is peach, passion fruit, with blackberry and blue raspberry float. I guess they put that on the top. Dinosaur egg, blue raspberry, strawberry, white chocolate. So they just mix these flavors together. Yeah, they have a dragon slayer, dream weaver, fire lizard. They have a galaxy fish, gemberry. They had all kind of weird names.
Interesting.
Hyperchrome, laser cat, majestic forest, molten lava, pink flamingo. There's a Melissa one, pink flamingo.
Hey.
Peach, strawberry, white chocolate. Palm tree, Rocky Point. Yes, they got stoplight. The Bob.
Huh. Oh, now I know. I remember why I brought this up. So as you're listening,
I was like, "Why are we talking about this anyway?"
The reason I brought this up is because apparently they have a mixture that you can ask for that tastes like a Dole Whip. And that was in the video. I'm gonna try to find the video. I don't remember exactly what it was or if it has a specific name that you have to ask for it by. But apparently they have one that tastes like a Dole Whip. Let me see if I can quickly find it.
Talking about that.
Apparently it's a secret menu thing.
Ooh. Those are even better. Well, since we're talking about pineapple, I'm like, I've been waiting for a year. I think, yeah, it's been a year. Pretty much. It's going to be a year. Crumble needs to needs to bring back their pineapple cookie. Pineapple whip one.
Maybe it'll come back to Dole Whip Day.
I never got a chance to try that. I remember you and Jill were like on a mission to try to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of crumble cookie, but there's been specific flavors that I've like tried to chase to try. The horchata flavor was another one that I wanted to chase, and I was never able to get it. So I just found the name of this thing. Apparently, it's a pineapple blended lemon parfait style with vanilla soft top. And apparently that's supposed to taste like a
half calf, double latte, macchiato,
with
Ralph
17
Macchio.
pumps of white chocolate mocha, white chocolate, white chocolate, macadamia nut, white chocolate in a wrapper, white chocolate. Yeah.
Drizzle.
Anyway, drizzled on top.
This is becoming like food chat because I was just gonna bring. I was like, well, we went to Salt and Straw the other day, and
stuff's good too.
They got some good stuff.
They had I guess I'm bringing it up. I brought a whole barrel of worms out or whatever. They had
the one at Downtown Disney.
Yeah, no, there's one near me.
Nice.
They had it was like brewery month or something because they have like a rotating. They have like the regular flavors and the rotating one. And I tried some of them and there were some that were pretty good. But I have to tell you, there's one that had every once in a while they'll be, well, most of the time it's like they have the vegan one and it'll be like a flavor that sounds good to me and I'll try it and it'll taste bad. And I get it. Like, it's not what I'm expecting because it's like, all right, it's sweetened with prunes. Like, okay, well, that was
keep you regular, though.
Interesting aftertaste. So I'll get the chocolate brownie. Thank you very much. But that's that. They had some brewery ones, and I tried them, and they were all right. But I'm also the plainest person on the planet. So what can you do?
Yeah.
So happy Dole Whip Day.
Yeah. There's a place, now that you're mentioning it, I forgot the name of the place. I don't know if either one of you knows it, but there's like a great chocolate company or something that I saw at City Walk.
It's not the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Company, is it?
No.
What?
This one, man, what is it called? It is called the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the concoctions that come out of that place, and I need that in my life at some point as well.
So we went to the one in Florida. So that's it's a Universal, like, that's their own creation of a restaurant. So it started in Florida. And so Tina and I have been when we went to Florida. And they have like their own original character that's like
it's like
some
a robot steampunk guy.
So there's like a lady, and she's like, the backstory of this lady is bananas. She's like, all right, her parents went on a thing, like went out exploring and got lost or something, but they really liked chocolate. So she made a chocolate factory so the parents could find her. But then she also has a robot butler. And then there's also
it's
a robot
very
dog.
SEA.
Yeah, it really is. And it's really steampunky, but then you can get like a milkshake with a piece of cake on top.
I like it.
Oh.
There's some elements of the new I know you don't like it, but the Timothy Chalamet
Willy
Wonka.
I like the movie other than him. I like that movie other than him.
But
it was a good movie.
It feels like very like that film.
Yeah, it is. It's very much in that same vein. It was like
interesting,
as close to Willy Wonka as they could get without having copyright infringement.
I don't know. It feels, when I saw it, we were walking back to the car, and I remember looking at it and seeing like some of the glass flasks or something that people were coming out with, like their ice cream and everything, and it looked super good. But then I looked more into it, and it looked like this weird mixture of like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory and like, I don't know if either of you have seen it, but it's a movie called Mr. Magorium or Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium. Yeah, it was kind of like this mixture of both of those. And I was like intrigued, and I feel like, damn it, now I want chocolate and ice cream. That is not a good place to be.
I have a cup from there somewhere, but I can't find it in this mess.
One day.
It's there.
Oh, it's right there.
Ah.
Impressive.
See? Told you.
You didn't see that. It was on the bottom shelf.
How do you know I didn't see it?
Because I couldn't even see it. So this is like...
I pointed it out, sir.
This is what... You can't really see I'll put the sticky note on the inside. This is like what, at the time, their milkshake... It's like a mason jar. I don't know if that's what they come in now, but it has like their logo on the front. It's just like a plastic mason jar.
Oh, I thought they were glass.
No, it's plastic.
Disney tactics. Sheesh.
Two Sons Chocolate Emporium and Sadie Freeze Kitchen. Anyway, we had like 9 other things we're talking about.
Right.
We can talk about Uncle Ben's Urn some more.
All right, so how about we do this? How about we
talk about the FGP Squad?
Yes.
Squad?
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Let's take a moment to thank a very special group of listeners known as the FGP Squad, our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible.
Yes, it is.
For more information on how you can join the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP for more information. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, information about the FGP Squad, a link to our Patreon. But being a part of the FGP Squad family just gets you some additional perks like access to additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon, discount codes for new Podketeers gear, random giveaways, access to our happy hour calls when we get an opportunity to do those, and more. So if you would like more information, again, please head over to podketeers.com/FGP. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Speaking of links, I want to remind you that podketeers.com/links is the place you want to go if you want to find some of the most commonly asked for links that we are asked about. That includes a link to our latest episode, a link to the Quizneyland playlist, a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist as well. We'll post anything that we're currently raising money for with Teamboat Willie. Link, of course, to the FGP Squad is on that page. A link to join our Discord, which I'll talk about in a bit. But you'll also find links to our YouTube channel and Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. Make sure that if you go to our YouTube channels, that you hit that subscribe button and you hit that like button to feed the algorithm beast and all that good stuff. Ring that bell, bop it, twist it, knock it, whatever you got to do to get those reminders in your subscription. And yeah, podketeers.com/links is where you will find all of that as well. And of course, we would love for you to join us on Discord. On that links page, you will find a link to our Discord. We have our own little community that we are building up, and we love to share things that we find in the parks and, games that we're playing and all sorts of stuff. So join us over on Discord if you want to hang out. All right, let's see. So I want to get serious for a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Because a few weeks ago, month ago, I don't know when it is. I mean, I thought it was like several years ago when 2023 happened last year, but
some amount
TVA
of time
timelines
ago.
are all screwed up.
Yeah.
We were talking about DAS and the changes that were coming to the DAS system.
Right.
And it's really concerning to hear what was potentially going to happen, and knowing that Disney was going to potentially turn away people that really needed the DAS pass in order to enjoy their time at the park. And while I've never needed a DAS pass, even in like some of the challenges I've had over the last couple of years, I never thought I would ever get a DAS pass. I just figured I just won't go to the park. That's just easier at this point. But I feel like I understood a lot of the challenges that people were facing that chose to go to the park and were using the DAS pass to try to enjoy their day while they were there. And I don't know, I feel really bad saying that a lot of what we speculated seems to have been true. There's been a lot of people posting these encounters that they've had with Disney cast members and with this third-party company that Disney's been using to vet out the people that need or potentially need the DAS pass. And it has not been a favorable experience for a lot of them. I have a video that I want to play in a little bit, but have either of you seen any of these videos, or has it come to your attention like while you're scrolling through Reddit or anything like that?
No, I heard from you the video that we're gonna play, and I kind of like looked through, the comments to see what people are saying, kind of like dig a little bit into it, like to see what else has been happening, but actually I haven't seen. Well, maybe because I don't really scroll too much or whatnot, but it just took this person's TikTok to read like comments and get a feel for everything. Pretty much.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton. I see the meme ones that are more to comedy effect more than serious ones. So those are the ones I've seen, besides the one that we'll play here. But yeah, so that's it's good that I think we should get the word out and kind of gauge people's feelings on what's going on here.
Yeah. So let me bring up this video, and then we'll talk about actually what's happened since this video got posted. Let me swap out here. All right.
Hi, my name is Trisma Magajas. I was recently denied the disability access services here at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I was in substitution, provided the return to line, where if I had a party with me, my party would wait in line and I would meet up with them through re-entry. And I wanted to make this video to show that no matter the severity of the disability, Disney has their own standards that they've created that determines whether or not you apply for their specific accessibility service, which mainly, and she described it as severely disabled or cognitively disabled. I do understand. I however wanted to raise attention to an idea that I had instead. So I wanted to be able to purchase Genie Plus, but since I am a Magic Key holder, rather than coming back and repurchasing it $25, per person for my group if I visit every week. I'm at $400 a month, on top of the $380 ventilator bill and my medical supply bill. Instead, I say that Disney puts a lightning link service for those who are disabled, and it's a one-time purchase for a year, let's say, especially if they have a Magic Pass. And with the one-time purchase of the lightning link, I can reuse the lightning link service, but still pay a fee for the lightning link service. Be it also helps my disability. Thank you again for listening. I really hope Disney looks at their policies. And for those of you in the same position as me, I'm very sorry. I wish I could understand even more so your story and your frustration, but I am making do with what I have. Pay attention to more content from the Disney parks and more on accessibility.
So there's this very specific reason I chose this video over a lot of the other ones that I've been seeing. And a lot of it revolves around the fact that the approach that we take whenever we talk about certain things like this is that we try to offer some kind of solution, right? And we know that Disney's not going to listen to Podketeers and be like, you know what? Great idea, guys. We like it. That's what we're going to do.
Here's some money.
But yeah, Charisma offers a very good solution, in my opinion, because in a lot of these videos that I've been watching, the common trend is either buy Genie Plus, so you don't have to stand in line for so long, rent a wheelchair, which is still spend more money, or in some extreme cases, I've heard, and by extreme cases, I mean I've heard one person post this on this video. I can't vouch for the validity. It doesn't sound like something the Disney company would say, but at this point, given the situation, I hate to say that I wouldn't put it past somebody having a bad experience and saying it, was don't come to the park, right? And so from this place of equity and inclusion that this fifth key now represents at the Disney company, that seems like an extreme that is not including people that are disabled to enjoy the parks, right? And
yeah,
some of the challenges that I've faced over the last couple of years, the thing that's made it really difficult for me has been the reservation system, because if you don't go, you would get dinged, and then you couldn't go to the park for a specific number of days. And then when they started enforcing it, it made it even worse. And so not knowing what was going to be happening the day that I had a reservation was difficult to plan. And so people with what are being dubbed invisible disabilities are having the most trouble getting accommodations right now. And so I really understand the need to somehow find a way to regulate the system because of the abuse of the system. But I looked at this video and I thought, really? How could you not grant this young lady a DAS pass? Like, what? It was, I couldn't comprehend what I was watching.
Yeah, I'm actually glad we're talking about this like a week later, because it messed with my mind. Like, what you're trained to, how to be a cast member is you're treating every guest as they're special, because they're here to enjoy the magic and whatnot. And when I was listening to Charisma's story and how she's very, very strong, because you could have been blowing up, and she was like, she handled it with grace. For me, it was more like, I don't understand how upper management would only pick and choose the guidelines. And it's like, if this were to be like any other place and stuff, or any other location, not for a DAS pass, you would want to assist these people. You physically would see them and be like, they need assistance, they need help. We try to just give them what they need. But to hear Charisma's story and to know that she was denied, and it's like, Disney, we can't say we're going to choose these people because their disabilities and whatnot, and then treat someone like Charisma, who is in a chair with the tracheotomy. Like, I felt bad. There was a lot of emotions, but I felt really bad for the cast members who had to say no. I don't know what the protocols are, but I felt really bad because now that person is the bad guy, and that's not their fault. It's just the rules. I don't know who thought of this. It's just crazy, and I'm glad we're bringing it up now because July is actually, Disability Awareness Month. So people are actually talking about what they have, what they deal with, their stories. So I think Charisma's story should be going off even more. Like, I'm glad we're sharing it now. Disney, do better. Do better for sure. Like, this is not what this is not. How is this magical? How is this good showing? How is this safety? Like, you're breaking all the rules. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Can't have it both ways. Like, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I have my conspiracy theory over here. I feel like, red
Detail.
string in my map and everything. So my feeling on the reason why this is getting implemented at this moment is not necessarily because of abuse of the system. I believe that is what they're telling us that this is about. I believe that the reason that these protocols are being put into place now is to alleviate stress on Genie Plus. Genie Plus, or whatever it's called now, Lightning Lane and Individual, whatever they're calling it now. It's got a new name that just makes everything all confusing more. Because if we turn back the clock to pre-pandemic, there was some hints of there's abuse of the what was it? I think it was called, it wasn't DAS at the time. It was something else, but it was started with a D again or whatever. It had whatever it was. There was people, they said, there's tour groups that are using, DAS as fast passes and da-da-da-da-da, all these rumors and stuff. And I'm sure this is like a 1%, if not less, of the people that needed this, program. And from my experience, pandemic, never noticed that was an issue whatsoever. Anybody getting a disability pass to go up the exit or skip the line wasn't a problem. As far as I could tell, didn't affect the lines at all whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Because it's not any sort of majority of people that are at Disneyland. Now that they've introduced this paid fast pass service, those lines are getting extremely, extremely long. They're getting longer than the standby line, and they're trying to figure out a way to still make that line fast because it's a premium while still charging and da-da-da-da-da and letting more and more people pay for it, whatever. So they're trying to grasp at straws and say, well, if we didn't have as many people using these other forms of entry, if we didn't have as many, wheelchair lines and da-da-da-da-da DAS passes, then that'll make Genie Plus go faster. So we're trying to figure out how to do is make Genie Plus go faster. And this is what my conspiracy theory is that all of this revolves around the lightning lanes. And if they would just get rid of them, it would be fine. I keep tooting this horn and whatever. I've seen a few people suggest that if they want to keep the paid lightning lane, great. Make it like Universal Studios where it's like $300. And then most of the people aren't going to use it. then it's a actual premium fast service. And then the standby line is also going to be shorter because you don't have as many people in these two lines that your 1-to-10 ratio. Like I've used Genie Plus one time because it was my cousin's first time and they had bought it before we even went down there and stuff. I'm like, okay, I guess we're using it. And it worked okay, but we still had to wait. It's not like it was like, walk right on. It was a longer wait than when paper Fast Pass tickets were. Like it's a much longer wait than Fast Pass or Fast Pass Plus. So like, I really sympathize with all these folks that are being denied because there's no reason that they should be denied. Like this service is here to give folks that don't have the ability or a differing ability to be able to still enjoy the Disney parks. And it's not like it's a million people. It's not like it's 25% of the people are trying to use this. It's like what? There's probably maybe like 200, 300 people, let's say even 1,000 people a day using this service at Disneyland pre this system. That's a drop in the bucket of the attendance at Disneyland. It's go ahead, Heyzen.
Okay, so I'm glad that you said that because I have a slightly parallel idea as to why this is happening.
Okay.
And when we first talked about this, a lot of it revolved around money, right? Having them sell you a service so that they can make money off the rental of a chair or the sale of Genie Plus or whatever. The new system is called Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. That's what's replacing Genie Plus, and then you're going to have Lightning Lane Single Pass.
Sorry.
Yeah, Multi-Pass and then
Multi-Pass.
Single Pass.
Multi-Pass.
So this is like, I know an argument that a lot of people are having as far as like where we are in the world, but from experience and from reading the science and everything behind it, in the last 5 years, we have gone through a mass disabling event. We are going through a pandemic. And I'm saying we're going through one because it's currently spiking again. Regardless of where you fall on the spectrum of, I don't care, it's the flu or whatever. It's not, okay? But we're currently experiencing a spike. And what this can do long-term to people, I think is what Disney is realizing. More people are requesting the DAS Pass now because so many people. Did you guys hear that? There's like fireworks outside my house.
Yeah,
it's funny. I think what's happening is that Disney is realizing that so many people that used to be pass holders have gone through this event and are now in need of this additional accessibility option. And it's their way of saying, oh, we can make money off of this. Sure, we can offer, just deny DAS, but offer, because why is it that the number one answer is, well, then just buy Genie Plus or now, Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. You see what I mean? It's them trying to essentially pivot what happened over the last 4 years into a new way to make money off of what just happened. Right. And again, this is purely speculation on my point. On my behalf. This is essentially me trying to piece together my experience and other people's experience and the stories they've told me, and now piecing it together with what people are saying their experience is trying to get DAS, and then the answers that they're getting. It just feels like that's how it's being pieced together. You know what I mean?
Right. It's bad.
It is, and it's hard to hear that. Because it kind of stinks. Because I was, as we were discussing earlier, I was reading some of the stories, and there's a story on Charisma's TikTok that someone's parent, I think was someone's parent, was trying to get the DAS. can't see the DAS pass because they were dealing with cancer. And I guess, people may not know that chemo, radiation, any kind of treatment kind of does a thing onto your body. Well, hearing that someone like with cancer was denied, it's like, and then to hear like they just want to just suggest Genie Plus, and it's like, that just puts a really bad light onto Disney. And it's heartbreaking because, hey, I love Disney. I do. But this is kind of like, when is it enough? Like, value your guests. Like, there's,
Right. Well, and that's why, her having a suggestion of like, okay, like I would like to pay a yearly fee to use this service, is great. I don't think anybody should have to pay for this service, but there needs to be something, DAS needs to have, varying, levels of like, okay, based on people's ability, as opposed to just like this blanket thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think that's what the, whoever's making this is all mad about. It's like, well, then everybody can do this thing. And it's like, well, why can't like, all right, this person can wait in a line, but they are in a wheelchair, so some of these things don't work, so why don't we give them this thing? Or this person, they're just, I don't have all the ideas because it's late and I can't come up with all the ideas right now. But
yeah,
having a multifaceted approach to this, other than just like, well, you're rejected for this by Genie Plus or Lightning Lane multipass. The more people that buy that service makes that the multipass service makes that service less efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at all the videos and people, you see these lines. Pirates of the Caribbean line, because it has a multi-pass right now, is out the thing, and you're still waiting 40 minutes, 40 minutes, and you have a lightning lane. Like, and then there's still people waiting an hour in the standby line. Like, you're cutting if you use the up the exit or whatever, you're waiting 10 minutes or whatever. Some people, buy Genie Plus. Okay. But then the wait's still 40 minutes. That's not okay for some people. Like there needs to be they're just being bad. Do better. There's no reason. Yeah. Great. Growing pains and whatever of a new system. Okay, you can make that excuse for a little while. But if we're still seeing this in 6 months, we know it's not growing pains, because it doesn't take much to change some wording in a file that says these people can have it. And I'm sure, in that thing, there's probably a ranking and a checklist of types of disabilities and stuff. It's horrible to think about that, like, people are like graded on their disability, and if if you don't pass the test, you don't get to enjoy Disneyland.
And it's some of the stories that I've been hearing is that, so one, I am glad. I think, Mel, you had said that you were happy that we're talking about this a week later, right? Because it gave you some time to process and to like calm down about it. I feel the same, like, because when this first came into my feed, I was furious.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I am happy that we have had some time to really consider everything. But I think you mentioned that you felt like really bad for the cast members, and I totally get that. I agree with you, because it puts the cast member in that, you're the bad guy situation.
Yeah.
But the fact that this tiered system, like you're talking about, Andrew, doesn't have a way for them to just say, like, I mean, this is what I'm seeing with my own two eyes right now. There's got to be a way for me to be like, I'm just going to override whatever this third party service said, right? And there isn't that option. So from what I've heard is Disney has reached out to a lot of the people posting their stories and a lot of people that have been denied DAS, and they've said, hey, this is just a pilot program. We're still working it out. And that's great. Like you said, Andrew, if this is happening 6 months from now, that meant nothing. Right. But if part of their solution is still, we'll just buy Genie Plus or buy this Lightning Lane multipass,
or
it
just
doesn't
don't
help
show
solve
up.
the issue, or just don't show up. It doesn't help solve it. Right? It's just making it worse. Like in this video, we saw she was talking about how much she's paying for like her ventilator and for specific medication and everything. And on top of that, have to pay. And she still offered to pay for a yearly, subscription to be able to bypass this, to have some kind of accommodation so that she could enjoy the park as well. And that, I think, is why this fired me up so much from the very beginning. And I really do hope that Disney takes those stories into consideration and comes up with if they really believe in this fifth key, they have to find a way to be equitable so that everybody can enjoy the park. And if you are a Disney goer and you don't believe that people that have disabilities can't enjoy the park because all they have to do is buy Genie Plus or something, that's not a great way to spread the magic. Don't say that you're spreading the magic and then say things like that, right? Because it's not an equitable way to think about things.
Well, so it's also like people don't understand that, like, especially like somebody in a wheelchair, like there are multiple other steps once you get to the ride that you have to do for if you need to bring the your wheelchair onto the vehicle if the ride supports that, or if you need to transfer, if you need to do this, and then you have to wait for that special vehicle to get there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just like all right, you go up to the line and then you jump in the thing and there you go, have fun on a Haunted Mansion. Like it's not just you skip the line and go ahead. There's like a bunch of other steps, and each person's disability is going to make those steps different, and eat up that time that if they were standing in the line, if they were just a normie able-bodied person, an Andrew out there, they could just walk in and go into the thing, and great, easy peasy. I waited my thing. It didn't take me any time to get into the ride vehicle, but because of extenuating circumstances beyond their control, I'm sure that it's going to take an extra maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on if you have to wait for the special vehicle or if you have to, wait for them to slow down the thing and all these other steps that they have to do to accommodate that. So it's not like these folks aren't waiting their turn or, and they're not taking away anything from anybody else. So
I'm glad you said that. That's like the biggest thing I think needs to be clarified. Nobody's getting this like instant ride access. They still have to wait.
Yeah, it's not, I've been in groups, fairly regularly with folks that use wheelchairs and are, have different abilities, and it's not, and they've, I've not been with a DAS group, but I've been with the, wheelchair group, and those have their own challenges, compared to other things. There's just so many steps that I don't think people understand when it comes to folks with disabilities. And that's, fine and dandy if you don't have a disability, but then don't like say, what's going on. If you don't. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I know what, somebody with like what was her name? Charisma, she has a ventilator and all this stuff. I don't know how all that affects her. Like, can she go on Space Mountain? I don't know, because I know you can't put a wheelchair on Space Mountain. So there's all kinds of different steps that I'm not even going to try and figure out. Like that, and that's not my job to do. That's between Disney and them. But the thing is, Disney should be accommodating them. And this is not affecting, like I said before, it's not taking anything away from you as a guest, the common visitor of the Disney parks. So I don't know. This is making me all riled up.
I know. I mean, I don't, like you said, it's late, first of all, so we're not going to have the solutions, right? But again, we're not a multi-billion-dollar company trying to come up with solutions for this. I think if I could offer any type of interim solution, is just give the cast members a little bit more leeway in figuring out if they should just be allowed to bypass the decision, because
discretion.
Give them the discretion, right? Because some of the stories that I've heard about these Zoom calls that you have, because these are not happening day of, these are happening days or weeks before, as you plan your trip to get the accessibility pass in order to actually have it the day that you go. And the stories of some of these Zoom calls are kind of horrific. They're kind of terrifying, because the description in these stories is that on the other side, somebody comes up to you in some cases and says, okay, what do you want to tell me today? That's how they start the Zoom call. And again, I can't vouch for this because I haven't been on one of these Zoom calls, but it's not the first person. Like, it's not one person that posted that. I've heard several people now post videos of their experience where they have somebody tell them something like, what do you want to tell me today? Like, how would you start a call like that? And then they're asked to list their disabilities and why they would need a DAS pass. And for you to sit there and have to go through your medical history, like, I don't know. There's something very, there's this invasion of privacy that's happening at that point. Like, I understand.
The vulnerability too.
Right. Like, I understand that you have to share specific things in order to see if you qualify, but what I'm gathering from the way that these questions are being asked is not very friendly. And it's very, I don't want to use the word that I have in my head. I'll use the word corporate, because the word that I had in my head was much more horrible. And I don't want to accuse anybody of being that. But I mean, I don't want to, keep hammering this thing into the ground, because, we've already talked about the DAS before. And I really thought it was important to bring it up again, because when I'm telling you, I keep seeing these stories and it breaks my heart to see them. Like, if Disney truly is for everyone, the way that Disney fans always claim it to be and the Disney company claims it to be, then why are these things becoming so much harder?
Right.
Why is enjoying the park becoming so much harder for so many people? They shouldn't be that way, right? And so I think that's, as Disney fans, I think that's where we have to start trying to find a happy middle and start trying to find a way to help each other and help each other enjoy the parks. Right? Because then it's not for everybody at that point if you're not, right? So that's just sucky all around. So, we'd love for you to join the conversation and join and provide your thoughts on anything that we talk about, really. But we'd love to hear what you think about this. If you join our Discord community, we'd love for you to leave your comment there. But if you're watching on YouTube, leave a message in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. You can also join the conversation over on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, any other social networks we're currently on. So, I think we'll move on from here.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Lightning Lane, I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you a little bit ago, but I guess we'll just kind of pivot into this. So we got news that Mansion is going to be reopening soon, right? And apparently Mansion is going to be opening with virtual queue, right? And virtual queue, I remember, it's got its benefits, but it also has a lot of challenges. We saw that a lot with Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run and stuff like that.
Spider-Man.
With web slingers and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on Mansion reopening with a virtual queue while they finish the rest of the actual queue?
I mean, it makes sense. It does. It's that thing is just anxiety. Just gives you anxiety, because once you start hearing everybody next to you getting that, and you're like, I didn't get nothing, and you're trying to do everything. But I get why they have to, because there is no queue. So
boarding group 600.
Yeah.
Right?
9:59 p.m.
Yeah. Backup group of 3,000. What are we talking about here? Yeah, no, it's understandable. My big beef is that it's opening with Haunted Mansion Holiday. So it's been a whole year since the mansion closed, and we won't even have regular mansion when we get back. It's going to be Haunted Mansion Holiday, which is whatever, but I kind of want to ride the regular Haunted Mansion. So
and I agree with you.
I get it. I like Haunted Mansion Holiday just fine. I don't hate it, but I like the regular Haunted Mansion better.
Those listening for a while know what my beef with Mansion Holiday is.
Yeah.
For those that need a refresher, my beef is that it happens before Halloween. Do it after. And then leave it through February or something. Yeah. Leave it regular mansion for Halloween. Right. And then figure out a cool way to do the turnover. Just, mechanically do the turnover. But anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where, because they're adding this whole queue, extended queue for the mansion to accommodate all this Lightning Lane multipass people. So I'm curious as to where people are going to be entering in and queuing up for this, because even with return times and stuff, there's still going to be a line for folks to get in, unless it's that limited. I'm wondering if I'm not sure where, but
I'm thinking that they're gonna reverse the line in the meantime, and they're gonna use the spill queue for Splash or for Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
That's all walled off because it's
but along that wall though is where basically it would be. So instead of the line going towards Pirates, it would now go towards Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Winnie the Pooh, Hungry Bear, exactly, and it would wrap back, towards the mansion.
Yeah,
that would be
we'll
smart.
see. It's gonna be fun. I wonder if they're gonna do the in the morning and then 1 p.m. group, halfway through the day sort of thing. I guess we'll see. It's not the worst idea. It's not the best idea. They should have just be better, be faster.
So when did they open again?
August. Well, do they have a date? I can't remember.
Because I have a second question.
Late August or something. I think it's basically when the Oogie Boogie Bash and Halloween time starts. It's the last week of August.
23rd.
Yeah, there you go. Last week of August.
There hasn't been any. Okay, so I'm thinking, is there going to be a gingerbread house?
There's gonna have to be. It's on a Mansion
Holiday. If they're doing Mansion Holiday, there has to be.
Okay.
We just haven't gotten any teasers for it or anything we normally do.
So it's going to be there for part of August, all of September, all of October, all of November, all of December. That's 4 and some of January. It's almost 5 months of Haunted Mansion Holiday.
It's the Costco of holiday decorations at Disneyland now.
Yeah, but it doesn't go away as fast as the Costco ones.
That's true. Sheesh. Anyway, that's my only beef with Mansion Holiday.
So there's that. Anyway, Haunted Mansion's coming back with some weird things.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a lot of Inside Out stuff happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Inside Out 2 just released in theaters not too long ago. We're going to be talking about the film in a moment, but it looks like, at least for me, I've been playing Disney Speedstorm. I've had a love-hate relationship the last several weeks with it, and I started playing because the Inside Out characters are racers now in Disney Speedstorm.
All of them?
You start off with joy and sadness, and then you can unlock fear, and then disgust and anger are the two hardest racers to unlock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Speedstorm did this really weird thing where before you could pay $10 or use your season coins to buy the entire 2-month season. Now you have to pay $10 every month to get part 1 of the season and part 2 of the season.
Interesting.
So you can't use in like the game coins that you can earn anymore. You have to pay the $10 in order to play it. But the $10 also guarantees that you will unlock the characters after like 5-10 races or something like that. So still requires a little bit of work, but it's better than having to go through 50 levels to unlock them. I haven't seen any news if any of the new characters, Anxiety, and I forgot what the other ones are, but Anxiety, I feel like we're like kindred spirits. So
embarrassment.
So yeah, I don't know if any of those are going to be in part 2, but right now the main characters from the initial story are currently available. And then Riley, Bing Bong, like all the other characters in the film are the power-up tokens or the power-up coins that the racers use to make them faster or, you know, accelerate faster, stuff like that. So I call them the Disney Infinity Discs of Speedstorm because that's what they look like. They're all shaped like Disney Infinity Discs. But that's been kind of fun. Riley's, like, they used for the racetrack Riley's imagination, you know, the like the section like where you have like the hockey stuff in the background and then the train with the memories and then you see like all the islands. Like that's what the track looks like with walls of memory orbs. And it's honestly, it's one of my favorite sets of tracks to play in this game so far. The Toy Story ones are the absolute worst.
Oh no.
The Aladdin ones are whatever, but you know, those are all the recent ones in the recent seasons, but these Inside Out ones, some of the best tracks, and they look fantastic. Disney Dreamlight Valley recently added 2 things. They did the new Star Path, which brings Mulan and Mushu into the game. That is full of bugs. It's pissing people off, and I haven't really started playing. Mel, you've gotten pretty far into the Star Path, right? Like you started playing it already?
I've started playing, but I haven't paid for to unlock the bottom part. So I'm actually waiting to accumulate a couple of more like moonstones and stuff. Hopefully I get more. Because that would be nice. I don't want to pay.
Yeah, the fact that at the end we didn't end up with a bunch of extra moonstones like we have in the past, this last time was like, wait a second, that's a huge change because normally you end up with enough where if you do the dailies, you can unlock the next Star Path. That was not the case with the last one.
Nope.
I was pretty shocked. But recently I've been getting into the Dream Snaps a little bit more. Dream Snaps primarily because depending on how well your design does, you get ranked, you get votes, and then you get awarded moonstones. Pixel something or other. It's like another thing that at the end after 10 levels gets you a trophy for Dream Snaps and then a few additional rewards. Mel was the first one to join the 4,000 Moonstone Club.
Yeah.
And then I joined the 4,000 Moonstone Club recently as well. Basically, what it means is that your Dream Snap ranked at the very top. Like on this one, this was my last one. I ranked 86.3. I ranked 531 out of all players.
Nice.
That was crazy for me to see. So I raked in Pixel Dust. I was right. So I racked in 4,000 Moonstones, which was fantastic. I was able to instantly buy the Star Path for this one using those Moonstones. I was so thankful. And then I'm at level 4, I think, in the Pixel Dust thing for the trophy for Dream Snaps. I'm pretty far back. I haven't done it a lot. But I was pretty happy. This was a fantastic way to start playing this new Star Path. But part of the reason I brought it up, I know we're talking about Inside Out, they are running also this thing called Memory Mania event, where you have to find Riley's hockey trophy in the valley or in different realms, you have to find her hockey equipment, her pink birthday cake. You have to unlock the feeling. There's like a duty you have to do. It's like feeling accomplished or something like that.
Mhm.
And then you have to complete the memorabilia Dreamlight duty. And I think that's completing, like getting the hockey trophy and the cake and all that stuff. So I think part of it is finding the little memory orbs.
Okay.
Or like the little ones that pop out every time you cook and mine and all that stuff that
Yeah.
randomly pop out.
Mhm.
If I understood it correctly, some of them will not be memory tiles for the game, but they will be specifically for the Inside Out event that's happening. There's going to be something else that happens.
Okay.
And the way that people are kind of seeing right now, the average is like every 1 in 5 of those. And you
That's
have
not bad.
like one of, I think the feeling accomplished, it's either the feeling accomplished duty or the complete the memorabilia duty requires you to collect 200 of
Jeepers,
those.
creepers.
So it's
I'm not
crazy.
completing that. That's for dang sure. I'm telling you
talk
what.
about grindy. Yeah. I haven't started it, so I don't know all of the details yet. I haven't
And it
even
runs for a
unlocked
week.
Mulan.
Ugh.
It just runs for like 2 weeks.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's gross.
It runs for like 2 weeks.
I hate
haven't-
FOMO.
Oh man, I know. It's so bad. That's what I'm running into with WWE 2K24. They have like all these like live events happening, but they're all running for like 1 or 2 days because it's like, get Dusty Rhodes Amethyst card if you beat him, like, but then they like put you up against like a 99 Cody, which like is almost
Mega
impossible
boss.
to beat. It is. It's ridiculous. He's got like a super like triple finisher like 3 seconds into the match. It's ridiculous. The point is, I'm like trying to play Speedstorm and WWE and Dreamlight Valley on 2 accounts. And there's so much to do on top of like trying to figure out, what I'm going to do next with this like new ability to 3D print at the moment. And so I'm like, there's so much to do. Why can't I freeze time to do stuff? Where's Doctor Strange and the Eye of Agamotto when I need him?
And with the extra arms.
Oh, that would be so useful.
Yep.
I would love it. Okay, so there's a lot of Inside Out happening. Obviously, Pixar Fest was happening in the parks. The Pixar characters are out for meet and greets on Pixar Pier as well. But really what I want to get to here is, Andrew, you had an opportunity to watch Inside Out 2, correct?
I did. Yes. We saw it last weekend, I believe.
All right. So there was some really big news about it. Why don't you tell us that? And then what did you think of the film as well?
Sure. Yeah. So Inside Out 2 is the first film of 2024 to make $1 billion. Let's be with a billion with a B. Currently reported on Box Office Mojo, it's made 1.073 billion worldwide.
Oof.
There's a couple articles I'm reading. It says it's the 9th best third weekend of July of all time, I think, or some. I'm not sure. Some of these are weird. But it's made all of that in 19 days.
Wow.
And it says it's the 8th best 17-day total in history, passing up Barbie last year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going fast. It's making lots of money. Basically is what we're seeing here. And it's does it look, oh, excuse me. Well, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. In the domestically it's made 489 million, so nearly half its money in the States, which is, sometimes hard to do. So that's pretty big for a domestic run. And looking at it, if I look at I like looking at all the different weekends, and let's see. How do I do this in here? I don't know.
On Box Office
Let's see.
Mojo.
Lifetime grosses it's ranked number 5, fifth highest grossing movie, rated G.
Oh, wow.
Incredibles 2, Super Mario Brothers movie, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and Inside Out 2. That's the 2017 Beauty and the Beast and the 2019 Lion King.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the 21st highest grossing movie of all time at this point. In behind Beauty and the Beast, Star Wars. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff there. 21 movies. I was trying to see on Box Office Mojo, it would show you the maybe if I click on domestic, it'd show you the weeks, the dailies. Okay. So yeah, it's averaging on the weekends it bumps up to 50-60 million a day. The weekdays, it can go down to 19, 13, something like that. But it's it's in its third weekend, I guess, this weekend, and it's oh, I'm going the wrong way. So its first weekend was 63, 51, 39 million. But then like this Saturday, two weekends away, is still making 22 million this past Saturday. The following Saturday, 38 million. So it's had some drop off, but it's doing great for its 19 days in the box office so far.
That's cool.
Wow.
But anyway, my opinion of it, I thought it was a good movie. It was fun. I do like the new characters. There's a character that you'll meet named Bluefy, and Pouchy. And I am quite fond of Bluefy and Pouchy. I would like my own Pouchy and my own Bluefy. I believe if I read it correctly, I could have this wrong now. Forgive me if I am. It's the first 2D, possibly hand-drawn animation that Pixar has done in a film. So there's because of different story points in the thing, there are different types of animation that you'll see in the film, not to our main characters, but to other characters that show up.
Gotcha.
Kind of a la Wreck-It Ralph. Where it's like, all right, this person is from this thing, so it looks like this, versus this person is this thing, it looks like that. So yeah, and it's really like, for a kids movie, it's pretty intense when it comes to the ending. But I mean, that's putting it lightly. I mean, it's I think geared a little bit towards the adult, some of this stuff towards the end of the film. But I mean, kids can understand it and enjoy it just fine.
That feels like true Pixar form.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yep.
But yes, it's funny. It's a good time. It's, some of these new characters are like love to hate sort of things, and it's a really complicated movie. I mean, which is like makes sense for what it's trying to cover, and like, explain when it comes to your emotions. So yeah, I 100% recommend it to anybody. You're probably pull up some deep-seated feelings watching this film. Maybe even not so deep-seated. Maybe some
Make
feelings
sure you have
that
a
are right on the
therapy session lined up for after.
See, this is. Yep. I kind of figured it was going to be like this.
But standout is Bluefy and Pouchy.
Are Bluefy and Pouchy kind of like the Ducky and Bunny?
No, so Bluefy and Pouchy. If you don't, I'll spoil it for you guys. If you guys don't want to know who Bluefy and Pouchy are, this is your warning. Listening, this is your warning. Bluefy and Pouchy are from like a kids TV show that Riley watched,
okay.
and so it's like a 2D animated show. And so Bluefy is like this, like he's a dog. He's kind of like Dora the Explorer, but a dog, and also like Bob the Builder, kind of.
Aw,
but he's
that's
2D
cool.
animated, voiced by Ron Funches, which is like one of my favorite comedian voices. Like he's great, Ron Funches, if you don't know who he is. And then Pouchy is kind of like Backpack from Dora the
Oh.
Explorer, or like Toodles
Gotcha.
from Mickey Mouse.
Voiced
Cool.
by Jack Black.
Yeah. And is that who Pouchy's voiced by Jack
I have
Black?
no idea.
Oh, I was like, I don't think so. He sounded like this, kind of. It might have been Alan Tudyk. I don't know.
Oh, that could be.
I don't remember exactly. I saw it once. But anyway, so Pouchy's like a fanny pack.
Oh, how
Um,
cute.
And so it's like, all right, we have in Pouchy, we have a duct
Pouchy.
tape. Pouchy, yeah, Pouchy. We have
For a
duct
fanny
tape and this thing, and because he's like a pouch, and
That's
so
cute.
it's kind of like Toodles, where it's like we have this thing, that thing, and this thing, and so it's pretty ridiculous, and but as the standout for me,
That's fun.
I really don't see a world where they don't make a Pouchy fanny pack, but when they do, I'm gonna need one. Even though I'm not gonna
Fair.
wear it, I need this Pouchy fanny pack.
Fair.
Everybody's gonna love Pouchy.
All right.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
great movie.
excited about it. I mean, I've heard a lot of buzz about the film. I've primarily heard that this is, as Mel would say, break the tissues out, bring the tissues with you. That it is very emotional. But again, feels like true Pixar form.
Yeah.
I don't. This is gonna sound really weird, but this is gonna sound bad because I know that they're all like working together and they're all part of the same animation team now. But I haven't been a huge fan of Pixar and Disney animation merging, right, and being treated as like one unit and all that stuff in the past years. And I'm kind of happy that it's a Pixar film that broke this barrier again
Mhm.
for the first time, as you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what challenges, if any, they ran into while making Inside Out 2, or if they were kind of left to their own devices, knowing what a Pixar film should be,
Right.
you know. But there's a part of me that feels a little burned because it's a sequel.
Well, and I was watching this guy's video, and I kind of, his thinking was interesting about how, Inside Out 2 proved, something about Pixar, that Pixar is still viable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then Pixar's next film, Elio, is kind of like a linchpin when it comes to original projects happening at Pixar. If Elio doesn't do well, or whatever their definition of well is, then it's bye-bye for a while when it comes to original
stuff.
non-sequel projects at Pixar.
Yeah.
For quite a while, because we know Disney and how they are. They need that money, baby. And so it's gonna be, Toy Story 5 and Cars 4 and
Frozen
Incredibles 3. No, just for Pixar, yeah, Frozen
10, The Revenge.
It's kind of like the iPhone. They skipped a couple numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the guy
I
goes
agree
on
with
to
that.
he goes on to explain, I guess DreamWorks is doing this, is something I didn't know. They're doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon, their first live action film. Based on one of their animated properties. And so that's another thing where it's like, if that does well, then the bag's open.
Yeah.
When it comes to them doing their live action thing. We're gonna get a live action Shrek for all in a couple years.
Minions.
Live
Oh
action.
my goodness.
That's Illumination. That's a different.
Dang. I got too excited for a moment.
But yeah, so it's really an interesting time that we're coming up on when it comes to these animation studios and like what they're expected to do. It's not just making a good movie isn't good enough anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's some Pixar properties that if if the live action How to Train Your Dragon does well, I think there are some films in the Pixar catalog that would lend themselves well to a live action version if they're
Cars.
treated. No. No. Like Up, I think would be a great one.
Right.
I think
ones that have
even
humans
Inside
in them.
Out. Yeah, like even Inside Out, I think would be a really great one because it would connect with people.
Wall-E.
Oh, Wall-E would be.
I don't even know about Wall-E.
Look at that! You can have a robot, a real
could,
robot.
Yeah, you could maybe.
You got
Yeah,
those floaty people.
I mean, we kind of saw that already.
Yeah. But I don't think that like Nemo or Dory.
Yeah, we don't need Finding Nemo live action Finding Nemo.
So I don't want to see it, but if it happens, I think they would lend themselves well to the genre. But I agree that if Elio doesn't do well, it is going to be we're not going to see original stuff from Pixar. And I hate to say it, but I don't think I think success to the Disney company is $1 billion or more.
Right.
That is kind of their benchmark now.
Well, now
especially
that
after the
Inside
flurry.
Out 2 just did it.
Exactly, yeah. Especially after the flurry of Marvel films that brought in $1 billion almost every single release. When films that they released didn't hit that benchmark, they called them failures. That's what happened to
even
lot
though
of
they
things
made like
Soul
$700 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's horrible, right?
Yep.
That's a really horrible way to test them. But if that's going to be their benchmark, I can already tell you, I don't think Elio's going to... I hope I'm wrong because I want to see original stuff from Pixar. That is where they shine.
Yeah.
Right? The thing that makes Pixar so special is the fact that the animators and the storytellers that work at Pixar take these real world situations and these stories from their lives and they adapt them into these films. They put literally their heart and soul into these projects. And that, I think, has been one of the reasons that Pixar has been so successful, because they find a way to connect with humans on a human level. Right?
Mhm.
And sequels are great, right? If you want to make money because people are already aware of the characters. That's why we have 5 Toy Stories. That's why we have multiple Frozens, and we're going to end up with Frozen 10, Elsa's Revenge, or whatever, right? But Pixar shines with the personal projects, with these original stories. And if their benchmark is $1 billion, I hate to say it, I so hope I'm wrong about that, but I don't think Elio, because I can feel it now that they are not going to market it enough to help people understand. Like this happened with Wish, right? They didn't market it, or with Lightyear, they didn't market it at all.
I mean, it goes back. John Carter. Jeez,
yeah, it goes back far.
Like
right?
It goes back far.
Yeah,
it's almost like they feel like they're choosing which projects they want to be successful.
Well, marketing is expensive, and they're like, well, we don't have. That just shows that they don't have confidence in a project if they're not giving it a big marketing push. It's like a couple Instagram ads. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it is successful. I hope it reaches whatever benchmark it needs to in order for us to get more original stuff from Pixar, because, again, that's what I love. And we all know that Disney listens just to know what I love so that they can make the changes that I want, right? That's
all of these films were originals at one point.
That's true. They were all originals.
You can only make so many sequels before you got all the juice out of that fruit.
I don't know. Cars.
Planes.
Sorry.
You know what?
Trains.
Cars 4. Well, let's see. If we just treat the Cars as a troupe of actors, we can do like the Muppets. We'll do a Cars Treasure Island or a Cars Christmas
They all
Carol.
go to France and they become mimes.
We need Muppets doing Pixar films.
Muppet Ratatouille.
That'd be so funny.
Rizzo.
Next to
Rizzo as Ratatouille.
He's doing the pizza.
So
yeah.
And
hey, look at me. I'm a rat. I'm in your hat.
Let me pull your hair so you can do some cooking. All right, I think that's a great place to leave
I need to
it for
go
today.
bed.
What do you think?
Let's get out of here.
It's late. All right. If you have any thoughts on anything that we talked about, again, join us over on Discord. Podketeers.com/links is where you'll find all of those links, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave a comment if you're watching this over on YouTube as well, or on any social network, including Instagram, Facebook, and on Threads. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Actually, there was a couple of other comments that were on our YouTube videos recently that I wanted to bring up. I completely forgot. Thank you to anybody that's left a comment. We'll talk about them. And
I didn't know there's comments. So I'm gonna have to go look.
There was, yeah. We'll talk about them in a coming episode. But thank you for leaving a comment. And that's it. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Not this time, buddy.
All right. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.